Today is a two-time Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion, and the reigning NFL MVP. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers joins us. Aaron, good to have you on. How are you?
Thanks, Jim. Good to be back on with you.
Good to have you back on. All right, now, Aaron, in Wisconsin, the release of the NFL schedule is nearly as big as the NFL draft itself. Were you as anxious to get your hands on that schedule as the Packer fans were?
I was anxious. I think I probably approach it a little bit differently than most of the fans. The first thing I look at is when we play in Chicago, because that is annually the worst weather we deal with. We got a break the last couple of years playing early in the season. This year we're back on December 16th in Chicago. So you always look, for me, I like to look at the last 4 or 5 games and see if we have any, any potential real cold weather games, and looks like we do.
Hey, listen, you can take the guy out of California, but you can't take the California out of the guy. This is why I never left. I understand exactly what you're saying. You know, on paper, you have, quote, the second easiest schedule in the NFL. Is that how it looks to you?
No, I laugh at that kind of stuff because, you know, our 15-1 record last year affects, we went 6-0 in division, so all those teams, have those losses associated when you're looking at the win percentage of your opponents this season. So, we play the Niners, the Giants, the Saints, Niners out of the gate, and then, a few days later we're playing Chicago at home and then Seattle on the road. Those first 3 are going to be tough ones for us. We started last year really hot, but it's going to be tough to, with those 3 opponents, we're going to have to play good early in the season.
Aaron, speaking of the Saints, before that whole story broke about the bounty program, did you have any idea they were running that sort of thing and that you might have been targeted?
I had no idea, no.
Then you find out and you know exactly what's going on. Once you heard it, how did you feel?
I was surprised. I'd heard of, some performance stuff in the past, maybe some other teams doing, but I was surprised that there was pay for intentional injuries, and I think that's not good for the league, obviously.
I was going to say, I mean, you go into every single game knowing that they want to get you out. It stands to reason they think they're going to have a better chance of winning if you're not playing in that game. But how is this different than that?
Well, I think when you play this game, you realize how violent it is, and you also realize as a quarterback, the defense is trying to take those shots and need to rattle you a little bit to get you out of your rhythm, and to take you out of the game if they can. However, I think the line is drawn when people knowingly take money for hits that cause injuries to another player. I think that is, that's when the line gets crossed there.
Last year you didn't play in the final game of the year like you did the year before. So talk about that loss to the Giants. How long did it take to get that out of your system?
Well, not that long, actually. I think because of the frustration we had after the 2009 season losing to Arizona, you kind of learn how to deal with that kind of stuff. Once I was able to leave, really, the state of Wisconsin and get away from it, I think that's when, the mental healing begins. As a competitor, you never really forget those. You try and use those as fuel for your fire. But you got to give the Giants credit. They played a great game that day. We played uncharacteristically poor. We didn't do the little things well. We put the ball on the ground, didn't throw it as well as we liked, didn't catch it well we liked, and they got hot at the right time. They're a great football team, and they're gonna be for a while as well.
Now, Aaron, you're 28 now, and you're about to start your 8th year. Do you feel like you've played your best football yet?
I think I'm getting real close. I think the goal now is to keep what I've been doing going. And that's the tough part, because the more games you play, the more film teams have on you, the more they study you, the more they try and gain those little advantages they can. But on the flip side of that, I think the more games I play, the more experience I have, and again, the game continues to slow down for you. You're able to do more on the field, to listen better, to react quicker, and to throw the ball the way you want to. So, I'm excited about kind of this middle stages of my career, and looking forward to continuing to play at a high level.
You look back at last year, the defense took some flack because they were ranked last in the NFL, but the thing about the defense was they gave up some big plays, but they made some big plays. But if you're ranked last, that's not going to get it done. What sorts of differences are you looking for from the defense this year?
Well, I think they would say that we need a little bit more pass rush. We're a very opportunistic defense, made a lot of turnovers, interceptions especially. But we gave up some yards as well. Now, a lot of the yards were late in games we're ahead by 2 or 3 scores. But at the same time, those aren't yards that we're willing to give up. And I think if we can get after the passer a little bit better, give Clay a consistent rusher opposite of him, can take some of the pressure off of him, having to deal with not only a tackle but a tight end and a back on many plays. If you look at the way Clay played last year, I think he played at a very high level. He didn't have the sack totals of a Jared Allen or a DeMarcus Ware, but he was very effective for us. And I think he can be even more effective given a guy off the other side who can be consistent and get into the passer.
There it is, right back at it. Aaron, good to visit with you. Nice to have you on the show. Always good to talk to you. Thanks so much.